Hello. Welcome to Freedom in Humanity. Please subscribe to my channel after watching the video. This video is the 17th part of Prophets of God. This video is about the prophet of God named Solomon. Please stay with us until the end of the video. Solomon was the son of David and one of the most important prophets of Israel. He asked God for a government that no one deserves after him. God answered his prayer, and in addition to humans, jinn, demons, wind, and birds came under his command. Books like Solomon are attributed to him. Solomon's temple was built in his time and by his order. Asif ibn Barkiah was the guardian of Solomon. According to the Torah, Solomon became an idolater late in life, but it is clearly stated in the Quran that he never disbelieved. Lineage: Solomon was the son of David, and of the seed of Judah, the son of Jacob. Solomon is considered to be a white, large, and hairy man who was born circumcised. Solomon succeeded his father after his death. In historical sources, his age at the time of his succession was 22 or 13 years. Prophecy and the Kingdom. Solomon was one of the great prophets of Israel, who also became their king. There is a lot of talk about Solomon's ring. According to the narrations, this ring will reach the hand of the 12th Imam named Mahdi. Superstitious stories and sayings have also been told about this ring. In the time of Solomon, a group practiced magic, and he ordered that all their writings be collected and kept in a special place. After Solomon's death, a group took them out and began to spread and teach magic. Solomon ruled for 40 years. Asif ibn Barkiah was the guardian of Solomon. Power and government. Solomon asked God for a government that no one deserves after him. God answered his prayer. He brought the wind at his command, which traveled for 2 months during the day and night. Humans, birds, and demons came under his command. Some rebellious demons were imprisoned. The jinns worked for him and the copper mine was given to him. Temple of Solomon. According to the text of the Torah, God promised David to build the largest and most important temple for the Jews. When you die and join your ancestors, I will make one of your sons the heir to your throne, and I will establish his rule. He is the one who will build a house for me. This great temple was built in the time of Solomon. After the second destruction of the temple, a place was built there. This place was later called Al-Aqsa Mosque by Muslims. Highlights. In addition to great power and authority, God granted Solomon other privileges. Verses and narrations have quoted many attributes for Prophet Suleiman. The Quran describes him as a good servant who always remembered God, to whom God bestowed knowledge. Solomon understood the language of animals. According to some sources, the story of the Red Sun happened to Solomon. The books of the Proverbs of Solomon and the sonnets of the son-in-laws of Solomon are attributed to Solomon, both of which are sacred books of the Jews. Solomon also judged. The Quran refers to his judgments. The name of Solomon is mentioned 17 times in the Quran. The Quran has narrated various stories from Solomon, the most famous of which is the story of the Queen of Sheba. Narrations have also narrated various stories, many of which scholars have considered exaggerated and unreal. The Quran briefly attributes the error to Solomon, after which Solomon repented. The commentators have made various statements about what this divine test was. Solomon to the Jews. The Torah tells various stories of Solomon. According to the Torah, Solomon had about 1,000 wives, many of whom were pagans, and marrying them was against God's command. According to the Torah, at the end of his life, Prophet Solomon, following some of his wives, inclined to their gods and idols, burned incense for idols and made sacrifices, but the Quran explicitly opposes this belief. Solomon was never an infidel. Death and disintegration of the country. Solomon died while leaning on his cane. No one knew about his death until the termite ate his staff and Solomon fell to the ground. After Suleiman's death, the areas under his rule were divided. The two tribes of Judah and Benjamin remained in a land called Judah, which included the city of Jerusalem. The other 10 tribes formed an independent government called Israel. Thank you dear friends for watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel. Message from the channel, freedom in humanity. Do 2 important things in your life. Number 1, as much as we can do good to others. Number 2, support each other.